All right, at this point, I'll ask the board to review the consent agenda items and let us know if anybody would like to pull anything.
I would move to approve the January 26, 2025 regular, actually 26, not 2025.
Actually,
regular board meeting agenda.
Okay, so you want to move on to the agenda. Wonderful. I just have, is there a second to that?
Second.
Okay. In the discussion, I just have to ask, I was just notified that there was a little bit of an administrative oversight somehow, and administration would like us to include the Wilson Good News as well as Lincoln Good News. If the board would be okay with that, then maybe perhaps a motion to amend the motion would be in order.
I move to amend the motion by adding the words, adding Wilson Elementary Good News.
I would support the amendment.
Okay, very good. Any discussion on the amendment of the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, raise your hand. All right, very good. Thank you. We have the motion carries. And so we can now vote on the amended motion to approve the meeting agenda with the addition of Wilson Good News.
We will just edit, they'll need to say 2026 in there, the date's listed wrong, so, okay.
Thank you for that catch. All right. So we have a motion to approve the meeting agenda with the addition of Wilson Good News, and also we will observe the proper date. So any further discussion of that? Hearing none, all in favor of that, raise your hand. Any opposed? Same sign. Okay. Looks like we had enough to carry, so that motion passes. We have a meeting agenda. That brings us then to our reports and presentations, and I think we were going to go Lincoln, Wilson, and then the athletic presentation. Does that sound all right?
We'll do just the regular order, I think. Lincoln, athletics, then Wilson.
Okay, and then Wilson
Yep.
third. All right, very good. Let's proceed. Lincoln, come on up.
Yes, if I could. Thank you, sir.
Scott Cape's right there. Right back, go left, start up, right there, yep. Yep.
Just the wrong cable. Oh, bummer. Can I request more time?
Yes.
All right, good evening. Thank you all for allowing me to represent Lincoln Elementary this evening. As we get going, we're going to be talking about some good news, some things that are going on in our school and in our community. We'll talk about some positive trends that are happening and also talk about some recent academic growth that we had from our recent NWEA winter testing. So I'll be sharing that with you tonight as well. One of the things you may be aware of, but at Lincoln, just like many of our other schools, we continue to work on growing our environment, our culture that our students work in each and every day, and part of that is our PBIS program, which with the focus on ROAR, ROAR standing for R for respect, O for organization, A for positive attitude, and R for responsibility. And these are a big focus within our school. We have behavior matrix of how our students should be behaving around the building, from the hallways to the cafeteria to the classroom to the bus, just based off these ROAR expectations. We continue to work on that and grow that with our students. Each week, we have students that are nominated for our ROAR and Golden Lion students that are recognized by their teachers. And at the end of the week on Friday, we do a morning announcement where we announce the winners, and the students come down and they've won a prize, and we have a picture and put that in our weekly newsletter. We continue to build on that as we go throughout the year. One of the other parts of our PBIS program is our Kids Zone, which happens every Tuesday starting at 2:45. This is a really great program that I was impressed with here at Lincoln, and continue to want to work with the staff and the students to continue to grow it as well. It's a program that not only allows students to have fun, because every Tuesday the students come to me asking, are we going to have Kids Zone? So they're always excited to do it. But it's a great opportunity not only where the students get to do fun activities, but another part of the program is where the students are actually working. They're assigned jobs, so they're getting an idea that not only do they get jobs, but they can get paid for it. So it's teaching them not only to do positive behavior, but they're also starting to learn on how to do those things that they're going to have to do as an adult later in life, when they maybe have a job and they're earning money and taking care of that and how to spend it. So it's a really great program that we do every Tuesday that helps support our PBIS in our school. NWEA, I'm sure you hear a lot about that. We test NWEA 3 times a year, fall, winter, and spring. We just recently closed the winter session at the end of last week, and went in and we're starting to look at our data, and I'm always excited to see, how are our students doing. That's the nice thing about the NWEA, doing it 3 times a year. We get to see how our students are growing. We'll talk a lot about RIT scores. These are scores that kind of show us how the student is thinking at that time. Maybe if you know a little bit about the NWEA, it's a different design test that, as I take the test, if I answer a question right, then the next question will be a little bit harder. So it's adaptable. If I answer that question wrong, then it might give me a little bit easier question, and it just starts to give us an idea of how that student is thinking at that time of the year. Hopefully what we'll see is that as they go through the year, we should see a positive trend of their thinking increasing, meaning that they're growing through the instruction that we have. The other thing you'll hear a lot with NWA is achievement, where we take a look at percentiles and seeing how our students are comparing at that time, maybe based off other grades on average across the nation. So your RIT growth is showing you the real progress that's going on, whereas achievement's giving us a little snapshot of how they're performing at that time. One of the things we found with our winter scores is our students are currently growing faster than their national peers, which is wonderful to see. That's what we want to see, our students that are growing, but they're growing faster than their other grades across the nation. So that's a great thing to see. Fall to winter scores prove that our strategies are working. All those different strategies that are brought to you throughout the year that we're implementing, from new curriculum like Into Math, we're seeing that those are working with our students, and that's encouraging that we're heading the right way. Here's some of the growth that we saw this winter academically. Every one of our grade levels saw an increase in their average RIT scores from fall to winter, which is what we want. We want students to, through all that instruction, they're growing and how they're thinking. Nice to see at our second grade level, our math showed the highest gain this round. Their overall scores jumped up 12 RIT points, which is a really great increase to see. Our fifth grade reading also had substantial growth of 9 points from fall to winter. And then our fourth grade math gained 7 RIT points while maintaining a strong percentile. So we're seeing that the strategies are working. Our teachers are working hard, delivering that instruction, and our students are growing throughout the year, which is exactly what we want to see. And that, to me, anytime we see this kind of data, that's good news to share with everyone, because that's why we're here. Some of the other highlights with our good news is we see with our culture, one thing I've learned this year is we really have a community that is dedicated to their students. For example, our fall parent-teacher conference, we had 86% of our families participating in that, and that was a growth from the year before. In fall, there was only 65% participated, so we grew by 21% this year. That's fantastic to see our families are really involved with their students and their growth as they go through their education. In December 2nd, we had our Title I Literacy Night event, which was an amazing event focused on kind of like an escape room type theme where the families and the students were going around and trying to figure out puzzles in each room that was set up. And over 54% of our families participated in that event that evening. Earlier this year, I'm sure you know from the parent participation survey that perception survey that the district passed out to all the schools to fill out. We had 51% of our families fill out that survey, and by survey standards, that's a really great active amount of people taking the time to answer that survey and give us good data in helping us to shape what we do next with our building. Absenteeism. One of the things that's been going on since especially since the pandemic, all across the nation, there's been a big increase in chronic absenteeism, especially here in the state of Michigan. And started to look at our attendance data, and as I looked at that this year, saw an amazing thing that's going on at Lincoln. Our chronic absenteeism, which is defined by the state as when you have 10% or missed 10% or more of the school days eligible. So if 100 days in a school year, if the students missed 18 plus days, they would be considered chronically absent. We, since the 21-22, which was our peak year right after the pandemic, we have dropped 15.7% percentage points in our chronic absenteeism, which when you look at that's a 44% reduction. On top of that, we have outperformed other Michigan schools across the state who only recovered by 5.1% mark. So we've recovered faster than all the other schools in the state of Michigan, and also coordinating when compared to national recovery since the pandemic. So again, that's credited to our staff who've built a culture that the students want to go to each and every day. It's credit to our families who are excited about what we're doing at Lincoln and want their student to be there each and every day for instruction. Community, one of the things, again, that I've learned this year joining the Alpena community is we have a very generous community that really loves to support our schools. And we've had several generous donations this past year from Huron Shores Fellowship, the Red Hat Hubbard Lake chapter, St. Paul's Lutheran Church, our Sheriff's Department donating different school supplies, hats, gloves at this time of year to help our students and our staff throughout the year. So again, we have great community support, which we appreciate, and that's always good news. And a good news thing that we'd like to share that's coming up this Friday, so I turn to everyone that's here this Friday. We have our Lincoln Pancake Fundraise Dinner. It's 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Feel free to come and taste some of those great pancakes that I'll be dishing up, working hard. It's hard work to make those pancakes. Tickets are $5 for adults, $3 for children. We'll have raffles with different baskets. And by golly, if you've got a game player out there, we've got a Switch that you can buy raffle tickets for as well. So we're excited to enjoy this fundraiser this Friday. And so if you got nothing better to do, come join us at Lincoln and see all the great things that we have going on in person at our school. And of course, just wanted to share some pictures. We've had a lot of great events this past year, activities going on with our students. We've had the students from the high school come multiple times. They did a Halloween event with our students. They came and read and did different math things within the classrooms. Each and every Monday and Thursday, we have a couple of high schoolers that come and support our fifth graders and help them with math so that they're ready for junior high next year. We've had our literacy night, our donations, and our students of the week that are being honored. So those are some of those pictures that we have there. Again, we're a school that is moving in the right direction, and we're seeing that with academically, we're seeing that with our attendance, and just our community as a whole. So thank you very much for this time to allow me to share some good news of what's going on at Lincoln Elementary. And thank you to the board for all your support throughout this year and years before I was here and years to come. Any questions? Yes, the best kind of presentations, no questions. Thank you all very much.
Just
Thank you very much.
One clarification. I think you said 100 school days and 18 absences, 185 school days.
I
Thus the 10% marker. So if anyone's paying attention to that piece, it's 180, 10% of that. So
I apologize. Thank you all.
Great news indeed. Thank you. All right.
Someone's glasses right here? Yeah? All right. Okay, I swear this worked earlier today. I was here at 3 o'clock, so. Gotta give it a second, hopefully. There it is, perfect. All right, so this is my new athletic app. It's just, you can go on Google Play or Apple Store. It's completely free. Takes very limited time to download. And it has every sport on here, live updates. It's awesome to see. My biggest concern was like out of town. We're playing out of town, and no one knows the score. People are calling me, calling the parents, all that kind of stuff, and no one knows the score. So right now it's just live updates. I'm trying to get all of our coaches to obviously get behind it. It's very new. It just came out a couple weeks ago. But as you can see, like our winter sports are using it right now: basketball, wrestling, swim, hockey, and you can post pictures in there as well. So this is a couple weeks ago. And these are open to the public, and this is the plan, is to have all the parents and fans download this app. If you go right to the home page here, click on teams. These are our 3 sections of the year. I'm just going to go to winter because that's what we're in right now. All these bells on the right-hand side, they automatically are stayed on for notifications. All you have to do is, if you're, you don't want to listen to, we'll say, hockey notifications, you just click the bell and it turns it off. You don't get any more. But they always stay on until you click them off individually. I'm going to continue using hockey here because that way if I mess anything up, at least it's my team. So, again, our schedule's on here. This is what we have upcoming. This weekend we're down in the Trend Showcase. My roster's right on here. You click on the 2025 roster. It has all the boys' names right on there. Sponsors are being uploaded right now. Like I said, this is still very new. Links for hockey, we don't really have much. This is our previous game. Our purple game was on Friday. So just a little show of what our sponsors was. All the kids lined up with all their brand new jerseys on there. And then your contacts are, your team, and then also your coaches are on there. So the best thing about this is right now we have so many different apps for messaging because everyone's trying to figure out what's going on. Like, for example, my hockey team, we use WhatsApp. And then another team uses Band, and another team uses whatever else. All of our messaging per team is going to be on through here from now on. There's no one-on-one messaging. Everything has to be in a group of 3 or more. You message your coaches. You can message your team and your coaches. You can message just your team. You can message your parents. Every parent can download this app, and you can add your parents into your team, your basketball team, your hockey team, whatever team you're looking for. And they can, that way they know what time the bus is leaving or what time they're going to get home from wherever. Another cool thing is, I'm going to go to our last away game, or one of them. So this one right here, I get a lot of questions on away games and where the games are located. And right here you can see the address is already penciled in there, and you click this address and it brings up your maps right away, links right to it. Super easy to use. And it's so far it's been going pretty well, but I needed a way to get it out to the public so they can see it firsthand and download it right away. Right now I have 229 downloads. 229 downloads as of today, which is awesome. I can track the downloads right here on my phone, which I learned today, so that was fun. A lot of our downloads right now are students at our high school, that's fine. They just started messing around a little bit more. They've been more open to me about it and giving me their feedback on it. But it's super easy to use. It's kind of a one-stop shop for athletics. I plan to continue using it. I do plan for the future for next year because it does cost, Bullfrog is the app that's designed it for me. Worked with them for, 3 months or so, designing all the stuff inside of it. It is $4,000 a year. So my plan is to next year roll out a $15 charge for each athlete, just a one-time thing in the beginning of the year. It doesn't matter if you play 5 sports or 1 sport, it's still $15. It'll cover the $4,000 because in the end goal it is obviously for our athletes and our parents and also our community. So I think it's very affordable in that sense. But all of our stuff is on here, though. Go to Fan Zone, for example. We use GoFan for every sporting event, and almost 95% of the teams we play out of town are also on GoFan. Our final forms are right in here. This is what you need for your physical and to get started in the beginning of the year. This is where you can watch the games. This is where this is also our website's already on here. And then also the donation page is on there as well. The only thing I do need to add on here is our sponsors, which they're all sent to Bullfrog. I can't upload them through the app. The company has to do it for me. On top of that, there is going to be a web page that is going to be designed. I just got the name approved 3 days ago, though. So they're building the web page out right now. So if you don't have a smartphone, it's not the end of the world. It will be all linked to the web page, and you can go around your computer and it'll show up there. It'll just be it's Alpena Wildcat Athletics is the web page. This app is just Alpena Wildcats. It's just the first thing that pops up. So, but supporting every level. This is all through. This is 6th grade all the way through 12th grade. Every sport's going to be on here. And like what I've been doing with hockey is trying to keep up with between periods. I have a little bit of time. Try to put the scores in between periods, or you have a nice family member or a parent that wants to help you out. I've had a couple of those already, so that's nice. But it's just cool to see, people using it, obviously. And I know it came out right around January 1st, so obviously we were in school, so it was hard to roll out right then and there. But so far it's been a hit. I haven't had any complaints about it, and I'm obviously open to feedback on how the layout is or how it looks. But I think right now it looks pretty clean and it's pretty easy to use. And like I said, a lot of fans and a lot of parents and have been appreciative of it. And now my high school kids, so yeah. Any questions?
No questions. Maybe I actually have one actually.
Okay.
So I've been using the app for a couple weeks thanks to Jess sharing it with
Yeah,
me.
Jess France has been helping me out a lot with this.
So it's been fun to get notifications. I have them all turned on, and so to see what all the sports even that I don't typically watch, get the notifications at night and see what their scores are. As a parent, I love the idea of not having multiple apps because I know with like tennis, the coach was using one app, parents were using another app, and it gets to be a lot. Can you just, when you talked about one-on-one messaging, so like if a kid has a question, they can't just text their coach or how?
No.
So
it automatically has to. It won't even let you do it.
Okay.
Let me go to a hockey page real quick for you. It won't even bring it up. So I go to hockey, then I'm the coach of this team. So go down here to messaging members. These are my members so far. I go down here to add, we'll say player. I'll type in Trey. Maybe. It actually won't even let me do it because I don't have all of them added in there. So right when I go to click on their name, a player's name or a coach's name, it will automatically come up with a red line. Says it will say need to add one more person. So no matter what. So and I mean, in the hindsight, most coaches or most teams have 2 coaches anyways. So we just put both coaches in there. But kids can't message back and forth either one-on-one. It has to be set through your coaching staff or if you have a team manager, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, no, I like that from like a safe sport perspective,
Yeah.
just that that there's limits, coaching,
It's like in all of our coaches stuff, and
Yep.
we do those classes in the beginning of the year, and that's like the number one thing
Yep,
is,
I agree.
especially with technology and messaging. So I think it'll be a lot easier for our coaches not to worry about multiple different platforms, and it's just one-stop shop. And then also, I mean, I'm the admin on this app, so I oversee all the messages anyways. Not that I'm going to
Perfect.
go through every single message, but
Yeah, but they're there for you if you need to.
exactly, yes.
I'm sorry if I missed this, but is there a place in here for tickets then too? Or are
Yeah.
you going to put that? Are you going to
Nope,
add
tickets
that,
are right
or-
here. So I go back to my home screen here. I just go to Fan Zone. Go Fans right there at the
Oh,
top.
okay.
Yep. So I mean, we have obviously tickets in on our cash tickets, but Go Fans are the only one that we really use. So yeah, go right on there, and it'll take you right to the link. It'll show you all of our games right then and there. Yeah.
And I think, too, it was about October when whoever was doing the gifts read probably 20 or 30 donations to Bullfrog. So thanks
Yeah,
to
it
everyone
was,
who donated.
Yeah, we have quite a few. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cornered
Yeah.
all of them at the same time. It was perfect timing, actually.
Yeah.
So, it was pretty easy. I can read them all off again, actually. I have R&R Dock Service with Zach Russo, Northern Lights Arena, Freeze Hydraulics, Cataract Collision, State Farm with Sam Rumble, Skiba Vision, Alpina Ace Hardware, Alpina GMC, Tom Heiss with HTSS, and then Jordan Suzowitz with Suzowitz Works Media. So got all of them at the same time, and it was super generous of them to listen to my pitch, and I cornered them in the side of the room, so they couldn't leave.
Here's a quick question for you. So when parents receive notifications like through Final Forms
Yeah.
and those, will they have to get the app to receive those, or will
No.
they still come to email?
Nope, it'll still go to final form. It's just, I mean, emails are just, they are missed. Emails are. That way, I mean, the hindsight is like we can send final forms out emails all the time. We do already. But if I can do it through email and then also through an app, that way there's 2 ways to, both see both of it. And, hopefully you see one of the messages rather than don't see either one of them. So our biggest problem with it is like communication with per teams, per parents. And I understand coaches don't want to talk to every parent individually. So if there's just an app that's easier for a group message, you can put all the kids in there and all the parents in there in one message. Or you can just put all the parents in there if you want to be the, the coach and say, hey, we're going to Traverse City tomorrow. This is the time we're leaving. We're going to stop here to have, breakfast or lunch, whatever. Our bus should be arriving back in Alpena at X time. Make sure you're there to pick your child up at this time. So I just think it would make it a lot easier with communication and, down the road.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, that's the plan. So.
Any other questions for Ben?
No? All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Wilson, you're up.
Oh, what is the Okay, why won't this get pulled up? No. Chromecast, or what do I have to do? Oh, it just came on. Maybe.
The presentation is not about technology. It's on our screen there. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. Settings up there. Help?
Okay. Thank you for adding us to your agenda today. We appreciate it. So, good evening. I'm Jenny Marshall. I'm the proud principal of Wilson Community School. They say that no two snowflakes are alike, but when they come together, they transform a landscape. That is the spirit of our presentation. There is so much we can do together. Tonight, we're celebrating the momentum at Wilson, specifically our progress within Pillar 4, family and community engagement. We know our school is only as strong as the partnerships we build outside our walls. The amazing things happening at Wilson are a direct result of the trust and support of our community. I'm joined by an extraordinary team who will introduce themselves as they share their slides. But my team brings a massive depth of perspective to our building. Up here sits 155 years of experience in education and 32 years of service in federal law enforcement. So offering a unique lens of safety and community protection definitely sits up here. This blend of experience ensures we engage the Wilson community with both our heart for the students and a gold standard of excellence. As we walk through these highlights, you'll see that our success isn't just about the programs, it is about the people. So, come on up.
My name is Lori Walling. I'm the leadership team. I also teach a 4-5 split at Wilson, and I'm going to talk about family learning opportunities. These events are a fantastic way to strengthen the relationship between school and home Kat, and I am on the leadership team. I also teach 3rd grade. So I will be highlighting field trips and learning in our community. Field trips play a vital role in supporting elementary education by extending classroom instruction into real-world contexts. Places that seem ordinary and everyday are surprisingly places that many students have never experienced. These experiential learning opportunities strengthen academic understanding, enhance student engagement, and promote the development of essential social skills, confidence, and cultural awareness beyond what traditional classroom instruction alone can provide. Furthermore, field trips contribute to long-term learning retention, reinforce the relevance of curricular content, and support positive outcomes in academic performance, attendance, and student behavior by offering inclusive, multi-sensory learning experiences accessible to all students. Field trips support pillar number 2 and 4, family, community, and partnership, and whole child development.
Hi, Christine Shabbat, teaching kindergarten. Family volunteering opportunities. We love finding meaningful ways for families to be involved in our school, in our school community, and there's many opportunities, both big and small, to support our students throughout the year. Volunteering doesn't always mean being in the building all day long. Even a little time can make a big difference. Families can help by serving as field trip chaperones, assisting with school events, or supporting fun programs like the popcorn popping, book fair, school store, or the school carnival. These roles help create memorable experiences for our students while keeping our events running smoothly. For those who enjoy working directly with children, volunteers are welcome to help run a classroom station during ELA or math small group sessions, provide at-home reading support, or assist during special classroom celebrations. Every contribution, whether behind the scenes or in the classroom, helps strengthen our school community and show students how important teamwork and family involvement truly are. We're grateful for any time and talents families are able to share.
Good evening. My name is Brandy Gapsky, and I am the instructional coach at Wilson. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about philanthropy. And I did put a little quote on the side of the slide that says, giving back is one of the most effective ways to build empathy and self-efficacy, which is the belief that you can make a difference. And as you've heard, we get many supports from families in our community, but it's nice for the kids to have the opportunity to feel how it feels when you give back. So, some of the things that we do at Wilson that give back to others is that students oftentimes make holiday gifts for different family members. Oftentimes cards are made to share our appreciation for the different staff members in our buildings. And the students have also done food drives and other projects that reach outside of our buildings. So for instance, this year, our students collected 157 pairs of gently used or new shoes that were shared with third world countries through the Spratt Methodist Church. Students also created care bags. They collected items, each grade collected a certain item, and then they put them all in hand-decorated bags with cards, and those were given to friends together to share with families in our community that are affected by cancer. And then we had some first grade students who also made little goodie bags for the seniors at Besser Senior Living and treated those seniors to their own holiday concert. So they went there to sing for them. So they really enjoyed that, as you can see in the photos. So not only do we appreciate all the support that we get, but the kids like to feel that feeling of supporting others as well.
Good evening. My name is Ann Smith. I'm the School Success Liaison at Wilson and part of the management team. And I got to put, because I'm old, I have to put on my glasses. All right, so I'm going to be talking about community partnerships. I work for NEMSCA, but I like to say I'm embedded at Wilson, and I wouldn't change a thing. Community partnerships. Wilson students know that their school, family, and community all work together to help ensure that they are supported academically, emotionally, and have the resources to be the best individuals they can be. Some community partnerships that support our students are McKinney Vento, where they gifted us a brand new washer and dryer, and we now use that, especially in the winter, that when the kids come in from recess and all their items are soaked, we put them in the dryer so that these kids have nice, clean, dry items to wear home from school. Also, if a child gets a food spill, we can quickly change them, wash their clothes, dry them, and then give them back to the student at the end of the day, and that also helps families out. McKinney Vento has also given some of our families gas cards. The United Way, at Christmas time this year, adopted 24 students at Wilson, which equals 11 families. During the ice storm last April, I had one of my cases, 2 little girls who are being cared for by their grandmother. They had no heat. They had no money to even get a propane tank going. They had no way to heat their house. I reached out to NEMSCA, and they gave a $150 gas card the same day so this family could have heat. NEMSCA has also helped us out with a family who had a severe bed bug infestation, and NEMSCA also helped fund a brand new futon for the same family, so the kids did not have to sleep on the floor any longer. The Boys and Girls Club has sponsored memberships and has also provided transportation. We have been very lucky to have multiple churches, as the principal at Lincoln stated, that have provided lots of winter gear for our children. Also, we have an outdoor food pantry, if you're not aware, that was actually built by grandparents of kids who go to Wilson. So the churches have provided food pantry donations and outdoor sports equipment. We've had anonymous individuals from the community come in and adopt 12 families this year at Thanksgiving, where they provide a full Thanksgiving meal from beginning to end so that these families can have a Thanksgiving. We also have had, again, individuals from the community. They paid rent for a family so that they wouldn't be evicted. They adopt students and our families for Christmas. We had one cattle farmer who donated 50 pounds of grass-fed beef to our students and families this fall. Our staff go above and beyond. We've had multiple families who have emergencies, and I'll send an email out. For example, last fall, we had 2 children come to this school district, to our school, literally with nothing but clothes on their back. And the 2 staff went above and beyond, and within 2 days, we had everything for that family. As I mentioned earlier, our outdoor food pantry is utilized quite frequently. It was sponsored in the news a few months ago in our little 5-minute news clip. And at Christmas time, we had an individual donate several $100s of dry food so that we could keep it stocked. Thank you for letting me share some of this wonderful news with you.
Okay, we're getting it together, I swear. We've talked tonight about pillars, statistics, and decades of experience, but these faces on the screen are the real why behind our work. Every year of experience and every ounce of community support we receive is dedicated to one thing: ensuring these smiles remain bright. We do all of this because these children are the heart of Wilson, and they are our future. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mrs. Marceau, I'm sorry you lost sound on the, no, Eric Hansen got a message, your husband texted me, everyone's disappointed they couldn't hear your presentation, but they said it looked great, so sorry you lost sound, so.
Have we solved our sound and recording issues? Okay, great. All right, well, thank you to everybody who presented. That was really wonderful. All right, so that brings us to our public comment time. And again, I think we all know the drill. But I would just like to add today, if you do have comments that are critical of the district or an individual, I would just ask that, for civility's sake, let's focus on your experience and what happened to you rather than making accusations about an individual staff member. So if your comments do go in that particular direction, focus on your experience and the district rather than necessarily pointing fingers. So if you do have those sorts of comments, I would just ask that you adhere to that. Anyway, would we have anybody who would like to come up and give public comment?
My name is Barb Beamish. I live, vote, and pay taxes in the city of Alpena. At the workshop meeting on January 12th, there was a discussion regarding setting a certification training goal. Board member Eric Hansen started a conversation regarding Hillsdale or Heritage versus MASB training. I researched the differences of these trainings and found the following information. Michigan Association of School Boards, or MASB, and conservative-aligned organizations like the Heritage Foundation and Hillsdale College highlights a divide between traditional state-approved nonpartisan governance training and ideology reform-oriented education. The key differences are ideology. MASB is designed for nonpartisan public school governance. Hillsdale and Heritage are explicitly ideology focusing on conservative classical education. The scope, MASB covers the mechanics of school board operation, law, finance, and policy. Heritage and Hillsdale focuses more on curriculum, content, and ideology alignment. Approval. MASB is a standard for Michigan Public School Board training with official recognition from the state. I watched a video for new board members. Heritage recommended a second offer. Hence, common law. In summary, MASB is the standard state-approved, nonpartisan choice of school board professional development, while Hillsdale and Heritage offer a more politically conservative alternative focused on specific ideology and curricular changes. Board member Sarah Fritz stated that she's attended MASB training, both the conference and Zoom training. MASB provides a transcript of all training you attend. If you were an employee, as I was, of My Michigan Hospital, I would follow My Michigan policies and protocols. You would not follow Munson's policies and protocols. Why would a public school board member serving on a nonpartisan board not use MASB training opportunities? Remember, you were elected by the constituents to serve all students on a nonpartisan board. Please get your training from MASB.
Thank you.
My name is Diane O'Connor, and I live in Alpena. About 2 weeks ago, I sent an email to this board with a question, and since I'm still waiting for a response, I decided to bring that question to the board this evening. In the spring of 2025, the majority of the members on this board were moving toward instating the Fairview bathroom policy that Troon Law and the ACLU advised against, saying such a move would incite a lawsuit. At the time, it certainly seemed prudent to follow this advice, but board members Lawson, Dazinski, Costain, and MacArthur wanted yet a third opinion on the Fairview bathroom policy and sought out Coleman Law for that third opinion. Ultimately, These same board members voted to add Coleman Law to the APS payroll despite having a 65-year relationship with Troon Law. Seems redundant and certainly a waste of taxpayer money, but nonetheless, that's what we got. Since Coleman was added to the payroll, it would be a legitimate assumption on my part that the current board president asked Coleman Law their opinion on the Fairview policy. However, I don't recall that Coleman's opinion was ever made public in either written or verbal format. That was the question I had in my email to the board. What was Coleman's opinion on the bathroom policy? If this board president didn't request an opinion from Coleman, I would ask why. It seems the sole objective in seeking out Coleman was to obtain a third opinion on the bathroom policy. At least that's what the public was told at the time. I know questions aren't answered during public format time, comment time, but I will request that our board president answer 2 questions during the board information time. Question number 1. What is Coleman's opinion on the Fairview bathroom policy? And question number 2, why doesn't this board president answer emails? Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next? Seeing no one rising for public comment further, we'll continue. Oh, we do have one more. Come on up.
This is a little bit of a longer letter, so we're going to split it between the 2 of us. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right, here we go. During a post-practice session on October 13th in the Alpena High School weight room, my child was physically assaulted by one of his own teammates. The assault involved my child being punched and stiff-armed into a glass wall, causing his head to strike the surface. The coach that was in the room with him was present at the time of the incident and is a permanent floating sub, was aware the assault occurred and asked my child afterward if he was okay. However, the following issues still remain unresolved. Failure to follow mandatory reporting policy. Alpena Public Schools Board Policy 8400 requires immediate reporting of any physical assault or criminal act on school property to law enforcement and appropriate district administrators. This did not occur. Staff knowledge and inaction. A staff member was present at the time of the assault, acknowledged the awareness by checking on him, and yet failed to report the incident. Lack of parent notification. My husband and I were never notified of the incident by the school. We only learned of it 4 days later from another parent. Student safety and medical concerns ignored. My child was feeling dazed and unwell after being struck and pushed into a glass wall. Symptoms consistent with a possible head injury. Despite this, he was allowed to continue participating in athletic activities. No medical evaluation or concussion protocol was initiated. On October 17th, between 11 and 12 p.m., another parent brought this incident to the attention of 3 separate school officials. And I won't name because the person is sitting in this room. I only learned of the incident 4 days later on October 18th from another parent after he had played in that night's game. After asking my son that night after the game, he explained everything that had happened, told us he did not say anything to anyone and feared that he would lose playing time and that he had absolutely no business stepping on that field because his head did not feel right and he felt dazed and horrible after the incident. After the game, On October 18th, my husband and I entered the locker room to speak with a coach regarding the assault that occurred in the weight room. The conversation became heated due to our growing concern and frustration as we believed we were being misled. During this conversation, we asked the coach directly about the incident. The coach repeatedly stated that he had no knowledge of any such incidents and denied being aware of any assault involving our child. My husband and I spoke with a certain person outside the locker room regarding the assault that occurred. During this conversation. We asked him directly whether he was aware of the incident involving our child.
Good. Would this be an okay time to switch readers?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Right here, but just don't say that.
It was stated that he had no knowledge of any such incident. As a result, we believe the coach person knowingly misrepresented awareness of the incident, further delaying parent notification and preventing us from taking immediate steps to protect our child's health and well-being. This interaction raises serious concerns regarding transparency, honesty, and adherence to mandatory reporting responsibilities by district leadership. As a result of the heated exchange that occurred from October 18th, stemming from our attempts to train truthful information of the assault of our child, my husband was subsequently issued a do not trespass letter. At the time of the decision was made, it had not been provided with the full he had not been provided with the full and accurate context surrounding the events that led to the confrontation, including the physical assault of our child on the 13th of October, the failure of staff to report the incident as required by district policy, the fact that multiple school officials were already aware of the assault, the misrepresentation by staff regarding their knowledge of the incident, the delay of the parent notification. The letter was issued without a full investigation to an underlying cause of the confrontation and without consideration of the school's role in escalating the situation by withholding accurate information. This action effectively shifted focus away from the assault and the staff failures and placed punitive measures on a parent who was advocating for his child's safety and well-being. Issuing a do not trespass letter under these circumstances raises serious concerns regarding fairness, due process, and retaliation. As a parent, I'm devastated by the thought that my child prioritized a game over his health. I am deeply saddened and disgusted that individuals in leadership positions created an environment where he felt this way, roles that some people should not be in if they cannot put student safety first. What if my child had gone to bed the night of October 10th and never woken up in the next morning? Oh, 13th, sorry, my bad. And never woken up in the next morning. We as parents would not have known anything had happened to him. I am respectfully requesting the board look into the matter of the entirety and conduct on an independent review of the events surrounding the assault from October 13th and the subsequent actions taken or not taken by district staff and administration. I also ask, okay.
Okay. Would you, just wrapping up, I'm considering you all sort of a delegation from your family, but would you both state your names and your area of residence?
My name is Lisa, and I'm a parent here in Alpena. I reside here with my son.
Yes.
And my name is Melissa Kaplan.
Great. All right, very good. Thank you very much. Anybody else? Okay. If that's it, we'll move along to our consent agenda.
I move to accept the consent agenda items as listed in our packet.
Support.
Okay, great. Is there any discussion of the consent? Well, actually, we usually don't discuss that, I guess. And I don't think there's anything in there that needs a roll call, so we'll go ahead and just have a vote. All in favor of the consent agenda, raise your hand. Any opposed? Same sign. All right, motion carried. We have an approved consent agenda. Additional items requiring board action. We have the annual summer tax resolution, which I believe was discussed in the workshop. Yeah, there is a recommended motion there written out.
I'll make that. I'll make a motion to accept the preamble and resolution as presented to impose a summer tax levy of 100% of annual school property taxes on property in the school district and request each city and/or township to collect the taxes.
Second.
Great, we have motion and a second. Any further discussion on that item? Being a resolution, we probably should have a roll call on this one.
Member Meinhardt?
Aye.
Member Dzinski? Aye. Member Hanson?
Aye.
Member Costain?
Aye.
Member MacArthur?
Aye.
Member Fritz?
Aye.
Member Lawson?
Aye. Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, that brings us then to our subject of the Raymond Engagement Survey, and we have literature coming around.
So this is just a hard copy of the contract that I shared in the updates, and we looked at, was it last week at the workshop meeting? So the 2 years for, 4 years, 2 administrations of the Q12 and 2 administrations of the pulse surveys, which would give us 4 years of Raymond engagement data. And if you look on page 3 of this, the total estimated fees for the 4-year engagement is $39,000. And there would be other additional costs if we brought them up, as you see, travel and things like that. I don't think we utilized those additional costs in the first time around, and now that we've gotten 2 administrations under our belt, I don't anticipate bringing them up for further services. So we would, I think, amend the motion to put that estimated amount of $39,000 in there.
Yes, $39,000 for 4 years. So that would be the recommendation from administration. For anyone who might choose to make that motion.
I move to accept the Raymond contract for $39,000 for 4 years of services as presented to the board.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support on that one. Further discussion?
I was just curious where it says the 3 to 6 questions, we get to create or customize those. We already have those set, correct? How many are there?
Are you looking at the Q12 or the Pulse or both?
Survey.
Yeah, so we did that for this past administration. We can either do the same questions again, which gives us, linear data, or we can customize it. Same with the Q12, we have the option to do the 12 questions, and then I think we did 3 or 4 open-ended questions on top of it. So we can, it's open to however we want to do it.
I was just curious too with these surveys, are we able to use any of this for like evaluations and stuff with administration and that, so we know places where we need to improve on? Not just...
Well, what do you mean for the evaluation?
Well, I mean, being able to use like comments from staff, stuff like that for evaluations, for administration and stuff, that when we get these evaluations.
It's not really a part of, if you're talking principal evaluations or my evaluation.
Yeah, like any administration. I mean, when we look at these surveys and we score, like, I believe, were we the 29th percentile?
Mm-hmm.
I think for employment-wise, being able to correlate that with areas to make improvement throughout all different areas of administration.
So, separate from the evaluation process, we do that. So what happened the first time around was we got the Q12 results, and then sat down with the administrative team. They looked at their building data or their department-specific data. And then that first time, we met with every staff to go over those results. And they, the principals, so I introduced the data, and then I stepped out of those conversations so the principals could talk with their staff and come up with action steps that they'd like to implement to improve upon that data. So they've been implementing that, and it happened at central office as well. We've been implementing those goals, we're calling them Raymond engagement goals, starting back in '24, I guess, when we did that. And part of that was looking at the verbatim comments, that's what you're talking about. And so, like, all the principals have gone through, as have all the administrators, and read through those comments and looked for themes. Raymond, if you remember, kind of grouped them in themes when they put the results together. So we, from that perspective, we do. It's difficult to go to a specific comment or something and attribute that directly to whoever the administrator is. Number one, we don't technically know who wrote that comment or what the full context of it was, but you know, our administrators have seen all, and our staff have seen all the verbatim and the full battery of data there.
And there isn't a numerical value assigned to any of that that could be tracked or, you know, that could improve, or is there?
The verbatim?
Well,
or
just in general in the that section where, you know, we're getting comments about, you know, the staff's impression of, you know, how things are going with administration, how they feel, that sort of thing.
Yeah, there's no quantitative part to that, but the and we can do another touch base on the data maybe in February or March, just to, if we're going to administer it again in the spring here, it'd probably be good to just kind of do a refresher with everyone on how it works. So all of the numbers, you know, our goal is around the overall engagement average. The buildings all have one for their building, and if the department is big enough, it has 4 or more employees, then there's, I'm sorry, I forget how many, I think they need 30. Well, I'm getting a little confused. But there's many of the reports in our larger employee groups also have those ratings, those numbers by, like, the teachers' responses, by the IA responses. And even I think it breaks it down to our administrator responses. But there's always that, you know, if there's not enough data to keep it anonymized, I think that's the word, anonymous, then you won't see a number in some of those spots. But the buildings do have a number for their building. Again, some of the employee groups have a number that we can look at, you know, drill down to that regard. But the verbatim is simply looking at those comments.
I just have one question, Eric, and it's more procedural. The motion on the table is for $39,000. The paperwork here says an estimate of $39,000 plus potential extras. Are we binding ourselves or locking ourselves by setting that number specifically at $39,000, or how would we manage that from a procedural standpoint if it's over and above?
You
I guess
could,
is my question.
I suppose we could amend the motion to include optional, what would you call it, optional additions?
Or perhaps I'm complicating this
optional
too much.
services?
Okay.
And maybe just a minimum of $39,000, and that offer us, you know, we can do that amount.
You got it.
Just leave it?
I mean, we know if that contract at 39, and then we can decide we want them to come in, and we have to vote on that.
That's certainly reasonable. Just leave it alone. Okay.
Comfortable with that?
Yep.
All right. Further discussion? Okay, hearing none, let's have a roll call.
Member Fritz?
Aye.
Member Meinhardt?
Aye.
Member Costain?
Aye.
Member Hanson?
Aye.
Member Dzinski? Aye. Member MacArthur?
Aye.
Member Lawson?
Aye. Motion carried. Thank you.
Right, thank you. So just, I think we'll plan then it would make sense to do the Q12 in the spring, and then we do get 4 years. And if we want to do that, then we would do kind of a Raymond refresher in March, and then plan to administer in April or May to the staff, if that works for everyone.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
And that this will be the second full Q12 that we've had.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
that'll be interesting to see. Okay, great. That brings us to new business, the Human Resources Staff update. Michelle.
Hello. We have a couple of new hires, professional staff, Christopher Arrington, who's a temporary special education teacher with us. We have some new support staff, Gary Ostrander is a relief bus driver, Lynn, I'm drawing a blank on names today, Kuntz, is food service helper, Suri Pokerzinski is a food service helper, Nicole Ferguson is an instructional assistant, Callista Bomar is an instructional assistant, Kimmery Irwin is an instructional assistant, and Samantha Schmidt is an instructional assistant. And then we had a couple of resignations, Sarah McCoy, Samantha Sukarski, and Eli Irving. And I just want to say 31 years of service for Mary Hanna as a lead custodian over at Hanks has retired. So thank you, Mary, for your years of service. And we also have Gloria Wolchik as a custodian over at Hanks as well with 10 years of service. And both of them have retired, so we just want to say thank you to both of them.
That's Volashik.
Sorry.
I was waiting for you on that one.
Yeah, I took phonetics, but it didn't go well. Thank you.
Thank you. The administrative recommendation is to approve the hiring of the new professional staff after completion of proper certification testing and other HR requirements.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion of the motion? Hearing none, show of hands, all in favor? Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Great. Thank you very much. All right, now we get to charitable contributions.
Am I still on?
Go ahead.
All right. We have Hungry Hippie generously donated a gift card valued at $25 to support the students of Lincoln Elementary pancake dinner and breakfast raffle. Alpena-Alcona Area Credit Union gave a generous monetary donation valued at $1,000 to support the Alpena High School School Success Program. Alpena-Alcona Area Credit Union gave a generous monetary donation valued at $75 to support the students of the AHS Knowledge Bowl team. Alpena-Alcona Credit Union gave a generous donation valued at $100 to support the students of Alpena High School. Lori Steffen of Real Estate One generously donated 2 library books valued at $17 to support the students of Lincoln Elementary. Huron Shores Fellowship generously donated hats and mittens valued at $100 to support the students of Lincoln Elementary. The VFW Post 2496 generously donated hats and mittens valued at $250 to support the students of Lincoln Elementary. Alpena-Alcona Area Federal Credit Union gave a generous monetary donation of valued at $100 to support the students of Alpena High School Z Club. William and Elizabeth Anderson gave a generous monetary donation of $300 to the Edward Buick CTE Scholarship Fund to support the students of Alpena High School. Presque Isle Electric and Gas Co-op gave a generous monetary donation of $1,500 to support the students of AHS Robotics team. Alpena High School received the following generous donations to support the AHS Leadership Food Baskets. Lisa Leonard generously gave a monetary donation of $100. Kara and Jeremy Prael generously gave a monetary donation of $100. Pompeo's LLC generously gave a monetary donation of $500. Recommendation, the motion to accept the gifts listed above with gratitude and thanks the donors in writing for their generous gifts.
Support.
Very good. Any discussion of the motion? Hearing no further comment, all in favor of the motion, raise your hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Very good. Thank you, Sarah. All right, that brings us to letters and communications, and it looks like we do have a letter from a community member to read.
It's not going to take 3 minutes, so that's all right. This letter was sent to the board from Joanne Pinkerton. A trustee asked a good question. Is there any third party that could take a subjective look at the finances of APS to see if there are any changes or improvements in the budgeting cost-saving measures that would save the district money that could be used to benefit the students and employees at APS? Her question was met with suspicion and defensive answer. This is not an insult to Mary's ability to account or keep track of the numbers. This was not a 1 + 2 equals, or 1 + 1 = 2, as Mary's job entails and the auditor's job requires, but a where can we do better financially type of question. As a taxpayer and your employer in Alpena County, I would too like to know and would like to know why her question was dismissed. As a majority party taxpayer, this is about transparency. This is about honesty. This is about cost-saving effectiveness. The defensive and dismissive response by the superintendent was suspicious, to say the least. Mary's job is to add the numbers, but it is the trustees that are ultimately in charge of the finances of Alpena Public Schools, and she has every right to ask these type of questions. Many businesses hire third-party subjective looks into their finances to find cost-saving measures. Again, as a majority taxpayer, I would like to know.
Okay, that's it. Thank you, Summer. All right, then that brings us to our superintendent update.
All right, well, it is Board Appreciation Month, and so we have, it's a partnership deal between me and Summer. I will fully disclose that. Okay. Just a token of our appreciation.
Very nice. Personalized folders, or what would you call that? A
portfolio?
Portfolio with plenty of paper to take notes. So, thank you. It's beautiful.
Thanks, guys. And Dave.
Yeah. Thanks, Summer. I just want to appreciate, truly in a time where it is difficult to step up, and that a lot of people have a lot of opinions about how these jobs should be done and everything. I do appreciate you stepping up and taking it on, because it's not easy. So I feel like we're heading in the right direction, and I'm happy to work alongside of you. So happy Board Appreciation Month.
Thank you very much.
It is hard to believe. Our first strategic plan summit was 3 years ago next month. And that's when we brought 50 to 60 members of the community, staff, students together to talk about our old strategic plan and see how we needed to update it. So it's that time again. We committed to coming back to the community. We've been doing it in many ways at many meetings, but officially as a summit, annual summit. So I had some pre-conversations about how we structure that. Originally, we did it on a Saturday. That was changed the following year to tagging it on to, I think, our regular board meeting So I would propose that the format be the same as it was last year, where we try to keep the February regular agenda pretty light and then move into the strategic plan summit. Again, we've got 3 years under our belt of doing this, so it seems to flow smoother and more efficiently each year. So with that, if you're okay with that structure being that way, it would be on the 23rd at our regular meeting. So we try to keep the regular meeting agenda brief and get through that quickly, and then go into the community summit, strategic plan summit.
And both the regular meeting and the summit would be at the Wildcat Den?
Yes, yep. So if that's good, that's the plan we'll go with.
There appears to be consensus. Any other comment from the board on that question?
The only thing was just to kind of follow up from last year. I know in October we were going to talk about like cell phones, and I know I asked about Andy possibly coming in with the internet and Chromebooks and stuff. Are we going to have a chance or opportunity to do that in the next few months?
Yeah, Andrew's slated for the workshop in February to come in and talk about filtering and all things technology.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I don't think the governor signed it yet, but obviously the cell phone ban is making its way through Michigan as far as state law. So I think we're in pretty good shape to just kind of move into that. But yeah, so, and then just a reminder, because there was some changing, the workshop is the 16th, so that's President's Day. It's the 16th. It was originally scheduled for the 9th, but someone is not in town on that day. It is, yeah. Superintendent conference. And then just a reminder, so safe routes to school came at the workshop, and we had some conversations there. I've actually had a couple of people reach out to me about supporting writing those grants. So we do have some options. Again, the next step is I do need to meet with the other city, township, and road commission to just see where we're at. But we will be administering surveys to our students and our families. Probably, I would say we'll get those out maybe late February, early March. And that's one of the first pieces of data that we collect to then build the rest of the plan. So just a heads up, we'll be talking with our administrative team at our ad staff in February about the surveys, which are real simple, but they go to 3rd grade and up, and then we do some just, hey, how'd you get to school today, questions across the district to gather that information. And then once we have that, we move into the second phase. And I think that's it for me.
Okay. Thank you very much. That brings us to information and questions from board members. And I will address, there was some comments made with particular note to me. For the time frame that was mentioned, I believe I was out of the country on vacation. So I'll go and see if I can find that email. And the comment was a little misleading. It made it sound like we'd put Coleman Law Firm on our payroll, and I would not call it payroll arrangement. If they bill us, then we pay them. But there is no current formal statement or formal opinion to the board on that policy. And as I recall, the last time we talked, they hadn't even billed us yet.
Yeah, as far as I know,
so
they haven't sent us a bill.
So
yep.
There it is. Other board members, questions or comments or information?
I do want to bring up about not letting parents know about the incident that did happen, about the one mom that did come up and speak. Just from medical perspective wise, if that kid did have a concussion and was not evaluated and got hit again in that game, we'd probably be having a different discussion. So I think it is important to figure out where we misstepped or how the parents did not get notified and make sure we correct that. We don't want anything serious happening to our kids.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, hearing no further comments, questions, or information from board members, we do need to move into a closed session for negotiations under MCL 15.268C. And the recommendation would be a motion to meet in closed session under Section 8C of the Open Meetings Act to hear a report on local negotiations and information on the process.
I will offer that motion.
Support.
Support?
Can
Very
we
good.
clarify, are we taking any action afterwards for
There,
people that are staying? or-
there will not be any action. So if you're here for the meeting and you feel like you've got a general sense of what's going on, if you leave now, you will not miss anything except a gavel stroke to end the meeting after we come back into open session. So thank you. Good question. All right, so we have a motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Questions, issues? Let's have a roll call then for that, Summer.
Member Dzinski?
Aye.
Member Hanson?
Aye.
Member Costain?
Aye.
Member MacArthur?
Aye.
Member Fritz?
Aye.
Member Meinhardt?
Aye.
Member Lawson?
Aye. Motion carried. All right, we are moving to closed session. Thank you all very much. We'll be staying in here. So thank you all very much.